Toward the end of 2025, the two biggest corporate giants in diesel fuel injection industry in Australia, MTQ and Cornell, has closed down their business. They've been operating in Australia for over half a century. Many people grew up with them. But now, they closed down all their 11 locations in Australia, and the reports say that they owe the creditor $92 million. Whew, that's a lot of money. What really happened? And how did they end up in this state? Perhaps we'll find out more on their auction site and have a glimpse of their final glory. If this is the first time you see me on this channel, my name is Tony, and this channel is all about hardcore diesel fuel injection. We share with you our diagnostic tips, our experiences in repairing diesel injectors, common problems, our little tricks and techniques, and how to actually get the right parts for the right cost. We also take you to overseas manufacturers and factories and share with you some of the exclusive sites and footages of how diesel injectors are manufactured. So, if you're a fellow diesel fuel specialist like myself, or you repair diesel cars for a living, or simply you are interested in this industry and you own a diesel car yourself, make sure you subscribe to our channel and get more up-to-date information on this industry. Now let's take a look inside. Thank you very much. Look at this venue, the decoration, the cleanness. Walking through. 这个设备非常好，设备非常好。150,000 Australian dollars. This is Carbon Zap's latest MTBR injector and pump tester. Now guys, take a guess. How much does this room of machines cost when they were new? Say for example, this AVM2 machine at the entrance, $250,000 plus all different fittings. That is 20-30 years ago. And bear with me, there are a lot more of these outside. In my opinion, this room you are looking at more than $3 million to start with. You gotta also bear in mind that in order for these machines to work, you gotta buy all sorts of different wires, cables, machines, adapters, modules, you name it. Those are also very expensive. Now this room is full of wonder. This is basically the assembly room for pumps and injectors. I want you to notice one thing. These benches are not everyday normal workbenches. These are specialized, made, custom ordered just for the purpose of repairing pumps and injectors. And this brand is called Dura. For a single-sided bench, the price starts at $5,000 all the way to $10,000. But for these heavily customized benches, all in one and all double-sided, I believe the price would go easily over $15,000 each. And how many we've got? Probably around 10. I couldn't count. Remember this little machine on the side. It is not big, but it's worth a fortune. We'll get back to this machine a bit later. Now let's head to the main workshop area. They've got a lot more machine over there. Yes, you're right. There's more machines here equivalent to what you saw inside. So I guess this is another $3 to $4 million on the ground. Of course, they will worth much less during auction, but this is just to show you the scale of investment there used to be. These are for common rail testing, yes?
Yeah, for the high pressure pump.
Yeah, but this one, it has to be paired with the electronic control box. I'll take some more shots, and I will call you guys out, and I'll give you my details. This is another room full of Dura benches. It hasn't been used much. Almost look like a brand new display room. Have you noticed even the trolleys are snap-ons? Of course, you won't see any cheap stuff here. These benches are again Dura benches for workshop usage, heavy lifting equipment. They have Toyota forklifts for sale as well, even though it's not shown here. I'm just telling you, even their hoists, they're all international big brands. The level of investment is crazy. Look at these toolboxes. It's almost like going to a shopping center. They are all good brands. T&E, King Chrome, Blue Point. They all have tools inside as well. Look at how crazy it is. Lots of these are still very new. Once massive, no more. They are in debt for $94 million in total, driven by high interest debt, poor financial management, unsustainable funding. 137 people lost their job, and it is accumulation of debt that killed this company. So, very obviously, everything went on auction. Have we got anything? That is from the historical moment. Remember this machine? This is the single most expensive item in this whole auction. We got it. This is the Carbon Zaps full injector test bench.
我们这一辈子看到了这个，
对，很有意义。慢一点。OK， 哎，好走，我知道的，没有问题。哎，好，我扶着，走了，
先下一半那个铁板。
This big cabinet, we managed to fit it in as well. It's a high quality item, but it's not able to be disassembled. So that is a challenge. But anyway, we got it managed. So later we're gonna unload it to our factory. The following are purely my personal opinion. So why do they collapse? Well, I've heard many rumors about internal issues here and there. I really don't want to talk too much about these rumors because in my opinion, there is an overall problem in this industry that it's very obvious, but it's like an elephant in the room and no one is actually talking about it. Let's get back to the 80s and 90s, which is widely considered to be the golden era of the diesel fuel injection industry. You may have a mechanical pump of a car or a truck and some mechanical injectors. To have them repaired through a specialist like myself would probably cost you between $3,000 to over $12,000. And at that time, that's a massive amount of money. It's very lucrative. Now, fast forward into 2006, because of emission standard improvement, all the fuel injection has moved up to common rail diesel. Now, common rail diesel is very different structure because the way they design the components are very different. How they operate are different. Diagnostic procedures are different. The original manufacturer don't even share information on how to repair diesel injectors anymore. Lots of these injectors are made to be one-time use only. When they are gone, you just simply buy new one. It's not like before you have so many options and there are many ways you can get good quality aftermarket parts. So gradually, the old system is phasing away. In Australia, for example, it's very hard to come across a car that is over like 25, 30 years old and still people willing to spend $3,000 or more on repairing it and keeping it on the road, simply because the fuel efficiency, towing capacity, and their working ability is not comparable to modern common rail diesel engines and vehicles. So gradually you see less and less of these old mechanical systems. The quantity of old mechanical system will decrease and decrease to the point that there's not enough margin to sustain what has established as a high cost industry. As you can see from the auction site, lots of these equipment, gears, tools, they are very expensive. A big machine made by Hartridge back then will cost you north of 400,000 Australian dollars, which is literally at that time more than the cost of a whole house. But the profit at that time is able to support that. Nowadays, honestly, it is not that lucrative anymore. Diesel fuel shops like us, our margins are rapidly shrinking. It now shifts to you spend 3,000 to 5,000 if you are replacing the whole fuel system on diesel injector and pump, but maybe only 20% or even less is margin. As you can see the problem here, as the old system gradually phase out of the market, the margin gradually decrease. There has to come to one day that the balance gets to be tipped. Particularly, Australia has probably one of the highest personal income and a personal minimum wage. It's increasing almost every year. The cost of owning such shop, the operational cost, the cost of buying machines, as I have shown you, they can cost up to, the fortune of a house. The tools, equipment, and keeping yourself up to date, and to buy, information to repair this system gradually becomes unaffordable in Australia. Then how are we really going to approach this and spend less than half of the amount of money and get things going? That is because we are very closely linked to overseas manufacturers. Behind me is where we transform this into this. Those are manufacturers who also manufacture for Bosch, Denso, and Delphi. They have the technology and they have the infrastructure, the machines already in place to tailor solutions for aftermarket sector, and that's who I am. That's where I stand. We provide solutions for customers that's very, very, very affordable, and meanwhile I can still keep this business running, and we are not having massive overhead like what you saw in their auction site. Their venue, their factory, and machines, it's too expensive. Bear in mind, all the cost eventually comes out of the customer's pocket. And obviously, if you are an official Denso or Bosch dealer, you are not allowed to use aftermarket parts and supply aftermarket parts. So, even though I'm not part of that dealership network, I'm developing my own solutions for you to suit tomorrow's market and demand. Thanks for watching my episode. Subscribe for more, and I will see you next time.